Hey everyone, welcome back to a new season of Chinese Language Convo Club. I'm your host, Lindi, and I would like to explain to you just a little bit about who we are, what we're planning to do, but also where we've been all this time, because we haven't posted in about a year and a half. So let me explain that. First of all, those episodes that you have been listening to before, they're very old. They're from 2007, 2008. And that may be fairly obvious because some of the references that we're making are pretty outdated, like listening to iPods and stuff like that. And also, you may have noticed the sound quality was terrible. And I apologize for that because actually we were just starting out and we didn't know what we were doing. So, yeah, just I'm not that tech savvy. The person I was working with, he is super tech savvy. That was Will Shu. More about him in a second. But he and I just weren't experienced enough to figure out that, okay, there's a lot of white noise, there's a lot of static, there's things that we don't want in this podcast. So if you've listened to those old shows, first of all, thank you so much. I'm glad that you gave them a chance anyway, even though they could have been so much better. And second of all, I want to promise to you that we're not going to have those same issues going forward. Here's what happened. So after 2008, I actually came back to the United States. And Will was still working on the website and still making some material and more episodes, but eventually he moved on to other things. So I was no longer recording with him. He was no longer working on that. And that was kind of it. So several years later, and I'm still in the United States, the pandemic happened. And I'm sure it was just as crazy for you as it was for me, just such a huge life changer. And I'm sitting at home and not much to do during that time. And I just happened to stumble across my old podcast episodes. And of course, around 2020 and before that, podcasts were really becoming this big thing. So I listened to them, and regardless of the sound quality, I actually thought the content was pretty good. So I spoke to a Chinese friend of mine. Her name is Vicky. We decided we're going to partner up and we're going to make some new episodes. So that's what we're doing. That's where this new season is coming from. And yeah, I'm just so excited. I hope that you guys really enjoy what we're doing. We're going to stick to mostly the same format as we had in the previous episodes, but just better sound and better voice actors and better everything. So thanks so much for tuning in. I look forward to this next year, what we're going to do. And besides Vicky and I hosting together, we're going to have some guest hosts on as well. So I hope you guys will join us. And I will see you next week for our first episode. 再见.